All right, so got some parts in. Had to do a little bit of snow removal. This is gonna be time to get to work. So I need to load these parts in. I got the heater going. Nice. So I'm gonna start assembling everything back. Shouldn't be that long. Looks like I got after a closer inspection, it looks like these rails are pretty straight and they're actually not bent at all, so I got pretty lucky here. Gonna start diving into it. What sucks about buying bumpers online is that they usually come all folded up like this, and the only way to that I found to get them back to shape is to set them out in the sun and let the sun warm them up and straighten them back up. All right, let's dive in. I'm gonna start comparing all the parts that I got online and make sure that everything's the same. Hopefully everything's the same, that way I don't have to return anything. But so far this radiator support looks like it's got all the bolts right where the old ones are, so this one so far is looking good. Let's get to work. When rebuilding a car like this, it's always good to keep the old part to the very end, because you can see that this new part didn't come with this these clips right here. So I'm transferring over the clips from the old part to the new part. Alright, so I found more parts that need to be transferred over. As you can see that this is like a radiator mount. This is where the radiator sits on. I need to transfer it over to this side. So as you can see, I believe it's just these clips that need to be pushed in, and then just snap it out and then transfer it over there. There's another clip right here for a bolt, and then there's this other, I believe it's for a hose. You should be able to just pinch those two little nipples there and get it right out. So I'm gonna do that next. All right guys, so I'm gonna give you a pro tip. See, this one's kind of fighting me, it's not wanting to go in there. And these aftermarket parts, sometimes from the factory, they have a little bit of a lip on the plastic here. So I usually get a file and just file these up a little bit, and it usually tends to do the trick. So everything's looking good on this radiator. I just had to transfer this temperature sensor over here, and I should be good. So these Mazdas, it seems like the radiator, the condenser, and the fan is one big piece. They all have like these little grooves on where they slide onto. See? The condenser just slides onto these there, and so is the fan. And then it's just one big assembly. Another thing I like to do, I like to put rags on these parts where dust or debris could go in, and that way it keeps everything clean. I do it on the inlet and the turbo inlet side. Before I start putting everything back together, I'm gonna put the intercooler, and there was this valve that got damaged on the accident. It was actually a dealer part only, but what it does, it's they call it a shutter valve actuator. There's these little valves inside the intake that open up, and these control it with a vacuum. So I'm just gonna replace this part here. All right, so here I'm gonna start off installing this bumper support. It's just 4 bolts in each side. It looks like this radiator support is just hold on with this 2 screws on each side. They're right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. All right, so what I decided to do, what seemed like the right thing to do, is just make this one big assembly. Looks like it just rides on those little grommets there at the bottom, and then at the top, once you put it in, then you slide this in right here at the top. You just guide that in there. Let's see if I could try to do it. Yeah, you just guide it in and then push it in on both sides, that side and then on that side, and then you install it as one big assembly. So I'm gonna do that up next. When installing parts back into a vehicle, you can kind of use the old wear mark to guide you to see where to put it back. You see, so like right there, it just needs to put it up a little bit higher and zip it right in, and it should be good. Before I install the radiator support assembly back in, I did notice where the bracket where it bolts onto is a little bent. So I'm just gonna hammer it back into place before I install it in. So you can see, now it's much better. All I had to do was just put this back in the back and hammer it out with the hammer. These are pretty handy, just to use it as a backer. So I did notice this part was also a little pushed in, so I just hammered it back out. Not too bad. All right, so the radiator support's in. Came to find out that it's also sitting on this bolt right here. So I just had to put this bolt and then the 4 bolts, one there and then one there in the bottom on both sides. So it's looking good. I just need to put the hoses in, and I was gonna put the intercooler, but when they shipped it over, they took it apart to make the box smaller, and they she's got this arm here, and I don't have the gasket to seal this properly, so I'm gonna have to order that gasket before I put the intercooler in. So it's gonna have to wait a little bit. So I'm gonna take the hood off so it's not on the way. Now that it's up right here, I'm just gonna take off the scoop. It looks like it's got these 3-4 nuts, and then it's got some other nuts right here. Probably the same on the other side. It looks like it didn't get damaged, so I'm gonna go ahead and save that part there. All right, so I'm gonna start removing this fender. So far, just got these 2 bolts here, another 3 bolts here. I'm gonna have to remove this inner fender. And there's probably 2 bolts inside here. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's one there. And there's probably gonna be another one under that skirt. So I'll get to tackle those right now. So there's actually a clip in there. I'm gonna try to take it out without damaging it. All right, so I got the fender out. It wasn't too bad. It was just a screw there, those, the one inside the door, and then there was 2 screws at the bottom, and then these 2 clips there. I just pulled the skirt down a little bit. Looks like the only damage here was just this bracket. I just ended up pushing it back into place. Nothing too major, just a little nick there. Pull that back. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today, and catch you on next time.